Hello, everyone. Welcome into Above My Pay Grade. My name is Eric. Thanks for tuning in. If you could hit that like button, hit subscribe. It really helps out the channel. If it really helps you out, share it out with family. Thank you very much. All right. So those of you who have watched my channel for a while, or those of you who are new, understand I'm just a normal guy who has a part-time interest in economics. I started getting interested in macroeconomics when I saw the stock market going up and to the right. My right, I guess that'd be your right. And no one was working. And I said, what the heck is going on? And I started looking into how money is made and created and yada, yada, yada. But through all the reading that I've done, again, I'm by no means an expert, but I'm definitely interested in this stuff. From all the reading that I've done, I've seen a common theme. That common theme is central planning. If you watch the news or read the news, you just see a cascade of stuff that you're like, what? They don't want people to farm. They're trying to cut off nuclear power when they have an energy shortage. What in the heck is going on? I feel like a 3-year-old could make better decisions than these people. So you got to think, are these people nefarious? Do they have an ulterior motive? Potentially. That's for you to decide. But ultimately, it comes down to us as voters going, you have power to make decisions. And these central planners make decisions like cutting down energy usage from nuclear power and using things like windmills that you may ask, what happens if the wind doesn't blow? I didn't think about that. Maybe if this wasn't centrally planned, somebody would have brought that up. So in no area do you see central planning failing more than the energy uses around the world. And I'm reading from an article here from The Guardian. BBC has prepared secret scripts that could be read on air if energy shortages cause blackouts or loss of gas supplies this winter. So the BBC, working with the government, they're preparing just in case. It's probably not going to happen. Inflation is transitory. We're going to get through this. If you look at the track record of central planners, this is probably not going to happen. Okay. But they're preparing these scripts because what might happen is major loss of power, things like phone networks, internet access, banking systems, or traffic lights across England, Wales, and Scotland, and Northern Ireland. So they're saying the public would be advised to use car radios or battery-powered receivers to listen to emergency broadcasts on FM. And if that doesn't work for some reason, what they're going to do is, I heard an ulterior plan is carrier pigeons and then smoke signals. All right, so 3 puffs of smoke means the power's coming back on in 3 years. Okay, so just so you know. It's utterly unbelievable because this is another country that's tried to transition to green energy. And for the billionth time, no one's against green energy. But people kind of have they think it's kind of important to, stay alive. Okay, so if you say, hey, green energy, and you freeze this winter, or not green energy, and you don't. Okay, so people want to stay alive. It's this weird thing. They're sticklers about it. And so people want to be able to heat their home. People want to be able to afford it. And you look at places like Italy. I saw this the other day. People, cafes in Italy are turning off their lights because energy is so expensive, and they're using candles. Check it out.
Come si lavora al buio? Lo riesci a fare cocktail con questa penombra?
Speriamo di sì.
And there is no end in sight, unfortunately. There's no quick fix to this. From what I've read and studied, energy is not something, energy infrastructure is not something that you can just say, okay, we need more of it. Let's turn it on. It doesn't work that way. And what we need is more energy infrastructure, more energy investment. And these central planners are saying, if you spend any money on developing more fossil fuels, it will be shut down in the next 10 years. So who's going to want to do it? No one. So more central planning. Yippee. Okay. So government spokesperson says blackouts may last 36 to 48 hours in different parts of Britain, and then they will be receiving intermittent power. And just to put in perspective, I saw this on the internet too today. To put in perspective how these people think, this is a GM executive talking about her new battery-powered vehicle. And listen to what she says about where the power comes from.
Design is a T shape right down the center and across the back seat area. Because everybody thought we killed the electric vehicle. No, we didn't. It's alive and well.
So what's charging the batteries right now? What's the source of
Well,
electricity?
here, it's coming from the building.
I mean, is it what's our mix of power?
Oh, actually, Lansing feeds the building.
What's that?
Lansing feeds power to the building. So I don't know.
They're
I bet you they're a bit of coal. Well, they're heavy on natural gas, aren't they?
right now the car's charging off of your grid.
Right. It would be charging off our grid, which is about 95% coal.
It comes from the building. Yeah, it comes from the building. Where's the building get it? From dirty, rotten coal. That's right. And I am not an energy expert, but if I was in a position of authority to make these decisions, I might want one by my side advising me instead of me saying, I hate the yucky stuff that comes out of the chimneys there. That's yucky. I want to wind turbines. Yay. Do you know anything about energy? No. But I'm going to make central planning decisions for a whole nation. And then when the power doesn't turn on for 48 hours, we'll see what kind of civil unrest we have. Oh, goody. Further reading here, the government works with the BBC as part of an emergency planning process. Although it is unclear whether the BBC had input on these scripts that the Guardian got access to, the spokesperson said, the government is confident that this is not a scenario we will face this winter. That's why they're rehearsing it. It's just they just rehearse things that they know aren't going to happen. Does that make sense? Hopefully that does. Okay. We're not in a recession either. You catching on? Yeah. Okay. So the National Grid chief, the United Kingdom, went further by saying, in the worst possible scenario, we'll see rolling blackouts from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. on really, really cold days in January and February, when wind speeds are too low to power the turbines. So that's good, though, because when it's the coldest, that's when you don't want energy, right? Oh, what happens if the wind doesn't blow? Oh, I didn't think about that. The scripts report that these blackouts would affect gas supply systems and knock out mobile phone networks, cash points, internet access. Just think about how society functions without power. It doesn't. And then ultimately, what is the second and third order effects of the power going out? Social unrest. That's what happens. And I hope this doesn't happen. But again, common through line that I've seen in all of this stupidity is people abdicate responsibility and they say this one person should make decisions for all of us. And people are busy living their life. They're going to work. They're trying to feed their family. And they think that the people at the top are making intelligent decisions. And they're not. So maybe it's high time that we stop giving these people so much power because they abuse it. And either they're nefarious, because a lot of this stuff, you say to yourself, what is going on? I feel like a 3-year-old could make better decisions. You're trying to cut nuclear power in a time when we need more energy, and our chief energy supplier is not supplying us energy. What is going on? Square that circle. Why are they doing these things? And it could be nefarious, could be stupidity, but I mean, that's for you to decide ultimately. But the bottom line is we've given central planners way too much power. And they've shown that central planning does not work. And I think we're going to learn good and hard this winter. Because it's not just in Europe, folks. Because if Europe and America's trade relations are affected by this, which they will be, we're going to feel the effects too. Higher prices, yada, yada. And like I said, central planners, they love to print money. They love to paper over their mistakes by printing money. And unfortunately for them, the only problem they cannot solve by printing money is inflation. So they got this energy problem and inflation on both sides of them, and central planners cannot figure out their way out of it because it's a problem they caused. It'll be interesting to watch. Let me know what you think in the comments below. See you guys in the next one. Peace.